Okay, I'm just gonna make a quick video. Had to put Lily in with Spot, and they're playing. Hopefully, neither one of them hurt each other. I don't think Lily will hurt him. I don't know about him hurting her. I don't think he'll hurt her. She's been right here beside him, and so I don't think if he was gonna hurt her, he'd ram her now. So, all right. Well, there's those two, and the reason we had to put him down there. So let me run up here. I come up here this morning, and there stood a baby beside Sugar. I knew she was pregnant. She was starting to get a little bit of an udder, but not much. It was really small like it is now. And I came up here this morning, and there she stood with a baby beside her. The baby's getting along pretty good. It's just really weak. She's putting out milk, but not a lot. She'll come into some more milk the more the baby drinks. She's got a sore on her side that Lily's been keeping licked. It's been healing, but every time she gets a scab, her and Lily lay together a lot, and she'll sit there and lick it until she licks the scab off. So, and this one here, let me see if I can get. There's how big she is. She should be ready to go any day. Probably gonna have at least 2 in her, I'd say. I really, to tell you the truth, couldn't even tell that Sugar. I mean, I could tell she was starting to get an udder, but she really wasn't that big. She's not much. She wasn't much bigger than she is now. So, and then we had, like I say, these two, they're doing good. They're, let me run up here and I'll show you peppers. She had 3. She had this one. Let me see if I can get a little bit of light in here. My old light, it ain't much of a light up here, but there we go. It's got an LED bulb in it, so I don't have to worry about it happening. This is a little girl. That's a girl, and that's a boy, and she favors boys. Anything to do with boys, she's gonna let them eat first. They get all of her attention. So the 2 little girls, I've been up here today making sure they got enough to keep their little bellies full. And she's been letting them nurse pretty decent. But she's got a pretty good size udder. So she's still got plenty of milk. So, but we're going to let them, excuse me, let them go and let them take bed down for the night, and I'll come up every 2 or 3 hours. Me and my wife, one, will come up and check them and make sure their little bellies are still full. If not, I've got some goat milk right now in the house thawing out. So, but they must be shooting them fireworks. I think that's fireworks, because they do that every 4th of July. You'll hear that same thing, one right after another. They must make fireworks over there. But there they are. So we're right now at 3 and 3. 3 girls, and we're gonna take and let them rest now. And poor little old Pepper, she's had a day of it. She's been she started out this morning with labor pains, and by the time I saw that little old Sugar's baby saw it, I came up here and got some of her colostrum, because I couldn't get Sugar's down at the time. So I ran up here and got some, put it in a bottle, and I saw 2 hoofs sticking out. So she's been having a day of it. Alright, well, y'all have a good one, and I'll make some updates when they get up big enough to bounce around. These 2 over here, they're getting to where they can bounce around a little bit now. They're what, 3 days? 3 days old?
like
3 or 4 days old.
Yeah, something like that. Come here, baby.
But
Come here, baby. Come
they're
on.
pretty cool. Pretty active and stuff.
Hey, Coco. Hey, Coco.
So
Coconut. Coconut, that's your name. Coconut.
yeah. Coco's down there getting ready to have babies.
Yeah.
But you don't realize how wide she is until you see her from a distance from behind. She's a pretty good sized girl. Alright, well I think the mosquitoes are out, so we're getting ready to go in. But I'll come up and, like I say,
Yeah.
I've been up here all day long, making sure that Sugar's baby got enough of food in her belly, and make sure these other two in here, because I was worried about the 2 girls. She would let the boy just go drink all the milk he wanted. The girls would go up and she'd kind of headbutt him away. So, but you can tell she still comes over and checks on them if they making noises, you know. So, alright. Well, we're going to head to the house. Like I say, poor little old Lily, she'll tire out, and Spotty will too in a minute. They'll go lay down. So, alright, well, I'll make some updates when they get a little bit bigger and all of them's running around together. Y'all have a good one.